Well, it seems, at least for me, Starlink is down for a second day in a row. And I decided, you know what, this would be a good time to get the T-Mobile internet out and do my update with it now that I'm on the remote property. And I'm also got the Waveform antenna. There were a lot of people that were interested in that and curious of how well it would work at other locations. But now that I have everything here, I can actually do the update and kind of demonstrate real quick of what the antenna can do for your T-Mobile home internet. This will also give you an idea of what maybe T-Mobile home internet could do in a remote location. Now, the previous location, I was in a coastal area, and I mean, that doesn't mean anything because I tried to use it at a different coast and it didn't work whatsoever just a couple weeks ago. But I used it at my last location where I actually got pretty decent internet speeds, but adding the antenna made a pretty good boost, especially for my upload speeds. That's where it really helped me. Now, as you can see, I do have their newer modem, and I can say from personal experience that the upgrade to this one from the black one that I had was a pretty big upgrade just from doing that. And now, just to give you a little bit better of an idea of the type of location that I'm at, you can see that I am pretty remote. This is a bit more of the forest, and right now we're just at about the top of the mountain. Now, so at least for me, it's probably not going to matter if I have the antenna here or if I have it 20 feet higher, just because it's still not going to be over the trees and everything. As for the towers, as far as I'm understanding, they are right about directly that way. So it is through the trees. I wish it was over that way. And it's a few miles. It's on the other mountain. Now, I have gotten a lot of questions when it comes to like the RV life, van life. There are a lot of people that are travelers or nomads, and they want home internet, and they're wondering if this will work for them. Well, it's really going to depend on where you are. If T-Mobile coverage is there and you do have bars with your phone, there's a good chance this will work. If you have no service, well, it's still going to be pretty much no service. It does need some service to work. And I'm kind of curious what the antenna will do here, because we do have service, it's just kind of weak. Now, when it comes to the T-Mobile home internet, they're pretty much plug and play. You just plug it in and it's going to be ready to go. And the screen itself, it's going to tell you, I don't know if the camera's actually going to pick that up. I may have to try this in a darker spot, but it tells me that I do have a 5G. The connection is weak. And you can go through and you can see how many devices are actually connected to it. You can see what your phone number is on this. You can actually get messages and stuff. I don't know. Right now, it says antenna. The internal antenna is activated. We're not using the waveform because this one does have the internal ports for the antenna. I'll show that here in just a moment. Now, here on the back, we can take this little plate off here. And this is going to expose our antenna ports along with your LAN ports. And you can see where the SIM card is going to go. And right here, this makes it easy to connect it to external antennas, unlike the original T-Mobile devices. The original ones, you had to modify them, open them up, and, well, you can run into some warranty and different issues with that. So with this, as you can imagine, it just makes it a lot easier. And this one is powered by a Type-C brick. Now, I'm going to go ahead and leave this plate off since we are going to connect that antenna here in just a moment. Now, I don't have any new mounts, and I don't have anything to mount it really to like the roof and stuff. So I'm going to use a T-post as my temporary mount for now, as I'm already up the highest I can go on the hill. I don't think a couple feet's really going to make a big difference, at least in my situation. Now, as for the waveform antenna itself, this is adjustable. You can actually adjust it up and down, left and right. And it's used with just like one of those little Allen wrenches, and that's it. I lost one of the U-bolts, it seems like, but it does have these U-bolts, and you can put these on and then tighten them. There was a couple other types of mounts too, but this is what I chose to use because it was easier for like a pole or a T-post. And as you can see, you can easily tilt this up and down. Now, when you get this, it also does come with a kit where you can put it through a window. It has this little thin strip here, which will actually allow your window to close around it without damaging the wires itself. And then you'll connect one side to your antenna and the other side to your router. And you can get extensions, but they are a little pricey. You unplug it and then reboot it once you connect everything. That way it just does a fresh everything connection. All right, so each one is labeled antenna 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each one on here is also labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just match them up. Now with the antenna connected, let's go ahead and get this plugged in, let it boot up, and we'll do some new tests. So now that it's booted, it says the connection is good, and we actually got 3 bars. It was 2 bars last time, and I just want to double check and make sure that we're good on the antenna. Internal antenna is active, so we want to change that. You're just going to go into the settings and just change it. Pretty easy. Connecting, please wait. So let's go ahead and give it a minute again. All right, so once it goes through, success, external antenna is now active. And now we have 4 bars, connection very good. So now let's go ahead and we'll do a test. All right, finding provider. Let's go ahead and see if we get any better speeds with the waveform connected. So the ping is just about the same. And actually we are seeing slower speeds. I will move the antenna around a little bit to see if it does improve any. It also dropped to weak and 2 bars. So that's not looking too good. Let it see. It says connection very good, but we're not getting the same kind of speeds. And upload is definitely slow too. All right, well, we're moving it around quite a bit and we're not really seeing much better at all. All right, so we've taken it to the edge of the hill. That way there's no obstacles except for the trees to be able to block anything. Our connection is very good, connection external antenna, and we have the same 4 bars. All right, let's go ahead and do another speed test, see if we get any kind of difference moved over here. Ping, not too much different. We're not really seeing any faster speeds, except for a little bit on the upload when it does connect a little faster. All right, so my results are really not looking that great. I definitely had better results at my last location that I was at. Now here, the service is already struggling because we don't have a close enough tower, and the tower that is around had damage during a windstorm and they still haven't fixed it like 9 months later. Okay, so we are back connected to the internal antenna. Let's go ahead and do another test real quick and see if there's much difference over here based on having the external or the internal. All right, so with my conclusions and my updates with this, now that I have used the waveform for a bit in different a couple different locations, it's definitely not beneficial here. It's not helping me whatsoever, no matter where I point it. And I am up at the top of the hill, so there's not really a whole lot higher I can put it. Some people will argue we'll put it up higher. I'm already higher than the town, and I'd have to go another 30, 40 feet, depending on which location to go above the trees as well. So it's not going to benefit me. Now, will the antenna work for some? Yeah, it's not going to work for everybody though. So you will take the chance spending the money on this. And these antennas are not very cheap at all. Maybe I'll do some more tests with it in other spots, or once I get my other trailer on the property, I might try mounting it up above the trailer and see if that also makes a difference, because that's going to come up here and then I can mount it up higher from that. I don't know if that's really going to make much difference. I also have that high boost antenna booster. I'm going to try that again as well. I plan to also connect that to the trailer. So that will be probably in the next week or two, hopefully. The T-Mobile home internet, it has been a lifesaver for quite a while for me in different locations, but it does have its limits if you do travel. Like I said, you do need to have at least some coverage on your phone in order to be able to connect to this. And there's no guarantee that this is going to work better than your phone signal itself. We turned off Wi-Fi, and I have 2 bars of LTE right now. So yes, this will pick up better coverage than your phone, but you still have to have some coverage. But hopefully this gives you an idea for those that don't have T-Mobile home internet, if it's something that you want to try. And for those that do have it, if you're wanting to try an antenna or you're curious if the antenna will actually work. I hope this at least answers a few questions. If there are some tests that you want me to try, I will try it. I am not going to be keeping the home internet for too much longer, probably another month or two. I have moved over to Starlink, which does work a lot better on this property, but I do have a trip coming up that is going to require this for something. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.